In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up the pantry and the substitution list. The pantry and substitution lists have been created in answer to a few problems that we have observed with shopping lists. Let me show you what they are. I have prepared here two simple recipes, chicken cordon bleu and panettone, that I'm going to add to the shopping list. Here I've added chicken cordon bleu, and here I'm adding panettone to the shopping list. Let's have a look at the shopping list. Here we can see a few problems. First, chances are that you already have some of those ingredients on hand, like cornstarch, baking soda, sugar, milk, maybe paprika and chicken bouillon. So you really don't need to have all these things added to the shopping list. Another problem is some ingredients are listed two times. For example, here you have flour and all-purpose flour. This is basically the same ingredient. It would be better to have those quantity aggregated under one item. You have also butter and unsalted butter. Again, it's the same thing. You would like the total quantity. And egg yolk, well, these are different, but you still need to buy whole eggs to have the egg yolk. So you would like to have the total quantity of eggs you have to purchase. The pantry and substitution lists are going to help you clean up and simplify your shopping list so that you only have the items that you really need to buy and listed only one time. Let me show you how it works. First, you open the Preference and the Shopping List tab. Here you can enable the pantry and the substitutions. Let's start with the pantry. We click on the Edit List button to display the Pantry Editor. In here, you are going to list those ingredients that you always have on hand and that you don't want to always add to the shopping list. There are already two ingredients as an example, salt and water. You can also specify a threshold quantity. For example, you don't need to add salt to the shopping list for small quantity of salt, but if you need very large quantities, you still want to add it to make sure you have enough. This threshold indicates from which quantity you want to add the ingredients anyway to the shopping list. Let's add a few more items to the pantry to simplify our shopping list. For example, cornstarch. To add a new item, you click on the plus button and then type the name of the item in the field. You can then click on the arrow and it will display the list of corresponding items of the database. You can then select the correct one. Let's add also baking soda, sugar, milk, paprika, and chicken bouillon. In the case of milk, I have also specified a threshold of 1 cup, meaning that in recipes requiring 1 cup or less, milk will not be added to the shopping list, but it will be added when more is needed. And then you click OK to save the pantry. Next, let's enable the substitutions. Again, we click on Edit List to open the editor. There are already a few items in the list of substitution. For example, you can see that flour will be substituted by all-purpose flour and egg yolk is substituted by egg. In our shopping list, we had both flour and all-purpose flour listed, as well as egg yolk and egg. And this list will take care of these two problems. We can add a couple more items. For example, we can substitute unsalted butter by butter. We can also make substitutions for health reason or taste reason. For example, we could choose to always substitute milk by low-fat milk. When you are done, you click OK to save the change. Then we click OK to close the preferences. Now let's clear the shopping list and now make a new one from the recipes. So here we are going to add again panettone and chicken cordon bleu to the shopping list. And now here is the shopping list. You can see it's much shorter and cleaner than before. All-purpose flour and flour have been now aggregated under all-purpose flour. This is the total quantity. Same thing for butter and unsalted butter, for egg and egg yolk. Milk has been replaced by low-fat milk. And all the pantry items have not been listed in the shopping list. It is of course still possible to add pantry items to the shopping list. For example, in the shopping items tab, the pantry items are deselected. To add them to the shopping list together with the other one, you just have to select them before clicking on the Add to Shopping List button. I recommend also to create a sublist with your pantry items to make it very easy to see at a glance what is missing and replenish your pantry with just a few clicks. Finally, I'd like to show you how ingredient substitution affect the recipes, the nutritional analysis and the costing analysis. Let's display the panettone recipe. In it, you have egg yolks and milk that have been substituted by egg and low-fat milk in the substitution list. You see that the recipe is not modified. Also, if we display the nutrition tab, the nutritional analysis is not affected by the substitution. But now the costing analysis is using egg instead of egg yolk and low-fat milk instead of milk, meaning it uses the grocery items that are actually purchased when you're cooking this recipe. Now you have the option in the preference to enable the substitutions in the recipes too. I'm going to show you. Let's open the scaling tab of the preference and enable Use substitutions in recipes. We select that and save the preference. Now in the recipe, it's using egg instead of egg yolk, low-fat milk instead of milk, as well as in the nutritional analysis. Now make sure if you enable this option to only substitute ingredients that you are actually using in the recipes. You should not include the substitution of egg yolk by egg. Besides it's being very confusing in the recipe, it gives a wrong nutritional analysis. That's all for the pantry and substitutions list.